My name is Dr. Courtney Ray. I'm a clinical neuropsychologist, and I want to talk to you for just a little bit about clinical trials. Every treatment, especially medication that you have available to you, has gone through a very rigorous process before it gets distributed to the general public. We have first the theory. Somebody is looking up all of the research that has gone before to justify perhaps using this treatment in the human population for this disease or ailment. Then it moves on to what we call lab work or bench work, where people are looking at it at a molecular level. So maybe in a petri dish or something like that, they are looking at how the cells and molecules interact. Then we move on to animal trials. And I know that there are a lot of animal lovers who are distressed to hear that, but that is part of the process many times. And then we might move on to human trials and in a pilot study with a very small amount of people. And then finally, we get to clinical trials, which is a large amount of people where some people get the treatment, some people don't, and we compare their results. Now, clinical trials are not the absolute last stage. There's still a little bit more to go. But up until that point, there has been a lot of research for years and sometimes even decades. And at every single stage, there has been hypothesizing and there's been review and there has been justification for why it can go to the next stage. And so a lot of expert eyes have been looking at this. And at the clinical trial stage, by the time we get there, we don't let that clinical trial get interrupted unless there is an extenuating reason. I can tell you a good reason that just happened recently where a treatment was working so well that the researchers said, you know what, it is unethical for us to withhold it from the people who aren't going to get the treatment in this group because it's working so well. So let's stop the trial and just make it available. That's a great reason to stop a clinical trial. A rare reason, but a great one. What's not a great reason is for someone from the government or a bureaucrat to say, hey, you know what, I want to review that and let's work out what we think about this, because a lot of times people who aren't experts in the field aren't really well versed in it in the first place. And second of all, stopping it in the middle and not letting the treatment run its course is wasting those thousands and sometimes even millions of dollars that have been poured into getting to the clinical trial in the first place. And so people who are researchers and scientists know that you don't stop clinical trials just to review them because it's been reviewed for so long. Real scientists know that. And moving fast and breaking things might be a great motto for a social media company, but when the things you're breaking are human lives, people get sick, people get hurt, and people die.